Hi, welcome to Why These Notes. Why These Notes is a video series designed to teach you music theory from the ground up. When I first started learning music, it seemed like a lot of memorization. This is the major scale, and this is the minor scale, and chords are built from every other note in the scale. And I thought that just seemed like, you know, it was memorizing facts, but without any explanation as to why. So I went back and I researched and I read books from hundreds of years ago, and every book, nearly every book I read written prior to 1900 had a chapter on why. And it was the first chapter. The very first chapter in the books was a justification for the major scale and the minor scale. And it seemed that most books written in the 20th century didn't have this, and there's very, very strong contrast between books written, you know, before 1900 and books written after about 1950. And I think if you're starting out as a musician and you want to know why, you know, there's a lot of information out there, but it's just not being taught today. So today I'm going to build for you from scratch a major scale. I'm using do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do terminology. For you guitar players, I'm in drop D tuning, and I'm going to be building a D major scale for musicians who want to follow along. So my contention is that the major scale is a major chord on do, fa, and so. So the first thing I need to do is to prove to you that the major chord is justified. So I'm going to do that by building a major chord. This is our major chord on do. This is D major. So when a string vibrates, it vibrates in a complicated way. Half the string vibrates, 1/3, 1/4, and 1/5 of the string also vibrate. It's not just the whole string, so this big fat movement. And if you can listen to this, just by tapping the string at halfway, a third, a quarter, and a fifth, I get these notes that are hidden within the main vibration of the string to come out. Just so happens these are the exact same notes in our D major chord, in our do chord. It's do, so, do, mi. Do, so, do, mi. Do, so, do, mi. Do, so, do, mi. So now I have do, mi, and so, and another do. So from here, the very first note that we discover after do is so. So let's repeat the process on so. Now this string happens to be so. We're in D, so this is the A string. So here on so, the chord would be something like this. Now I can refer to this as do, so, do, mi again, but let's think of this as starting on so. So this is so, re, so, ti. Because because we're thinking of it in terms of do. So do, so, do, ti. Sorry, it's so, re, so, ti. So, re, so, ti. So I'm simply building another major chord on top of so. So now I have the major chord on do and a major chord on so, which gives us do, mi, so, ti, re, with do in there. Do, mi, so, ti, re, do, re. Do, mi, so, ti, re, do. But we're still missing fa and la. Fa and la is a little bit more complicated. La is kind of an upside down so. So if I have do and so, to go from so up to the next do, there's the distance of fa, right? So we go from do up to so, and then to get from so up to the next do is a distance of fa. So we know this fa distance exists, so we simply take it back to do, and then we go, well, this fa distance exists, so let's start from do and go up this fa distance, and that's how we find fa, if that makes sense. Fa is a sort of upside down so. So this particular fa is G. This is a very high octave, so you have to sort of hear in between the octave of the harmonic overtone series and the fa chord. Right, so this will be fa, do, fa, la. Fa, do, fa, la. And that is the third chord, and so now we have every note we need. So we have do, do, mi, so, so, ti, re, and fa, la, do. And that's every note we need for our major scale. So you see, starting from nothing, from zero, from nothing, I've built a major chord on do, and then I built the same major chord on so. Sorry. And remember, we found so as the second note in our overtone series. So simply building a major chord on top of so, we found a few more notes, and then using the so-do relationship and flipping it upside down, we found fa, and then we built a major chord on top of fa, and again, it's all from within the strings that were already there. All these notes were already there, pretty much. You know, if we just had three strings, one that played do, one that played so, and one that played fa, if we just had these three strings, right, it would be these three strings are all we need to be able to build our major scale. Listen to how these notes, just playing this one note, I can get the whole guitar to resonate. have it. Building the major scale from nothing, from just a few building blocks. This is why the major scale exists, or this is why a lot of people think the major scale exists, and I'm among these people. If you have any questions, let me know. My name is Mark. This series is called Why These Notes.